into the tables match, Anthony.
Which was a semi-main of the night, which was the final match of the best of 3 series to determine the No.1 Contender to the APW Heavyweight Championship, which saw former APW Breakout Champion, and I'm not lying when I say this, the Brick Shithouse Jordan Samson versus former NAW Heavyweight Champion, the Bleak City Saint Aiden Miller, in a tables match.
Interesting. Maybe it's just attention to detail, or I'm probably just super picky. But two or three of the tables had no legs. They were just bits of board. And one of them was a door. The first one was an actual door, a sliding door, not a table. And then I think the 2 tables after that had no legs. They were just very thin gypboard.
I think it should have been a tables match. Was it called a tables match, but it was more work like a hardcore match.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a bunkhouse brawl or something
because
like that.
I think it was, and bear me out if I'm wrong, Jordan Samson went through that sliding door and absolutely smashed it.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't much left of that. But then the tables weren't really tables. I think it was only the last one that came out that had legs.
Yeah, it was only one with legs.
Yeah, so
only one with legs.
I know, look, you know, but and people can say, oh, well, you can be picky in it, but if it's a tables match, you've got to have a table.
And there's really not meant to be anything else out there. It's only meant to be a tables. So and the whole idea is
break before they even got on them.
Oh, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I got a funny. Anthony, didn't one of them break?
Well, I know when they went through the ladder, it was actually Aiden Miller that went through the table first off the ladder.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing, but
that was his foot went through it before, so technically it was
technically he lost.
Yeah, technically he lost, but I mean, obviously they had set that Aiden was going over. Aiden probably the best young guy that's come out of Georgia for a long time. Long time. He was fantastic.
Still is. Very good.
Still is. For me, he could be the number 1 heel, and he was actually at NAW's number 1 heel there for a long time, for a good while.
Yeah.
And he gave it up for a little while for some period. Now he's come back to APW, which is good. It's good to see him work. And I haven't seen Jordan Samson before. No.
I haven't.
He was all right. He was okay. I mean, like Aiden is like just a great worker, just fantastic all around. I'm not a, when you start bringing the furniture in and that kind of thing, there's a lot of props and a lot of gimmicks there that they're working with and that. Fans were into it. Fans were absolutely into the match.
That little kid behind us.
Oh, he was into it. He was into it. The young kid behind us. He was right into it. But it was a hardcore match for me. It was a hardcore match. Sometimes hardcore matches, once again, psychology. I remember having a conversation about this with Madman Pondo, and actually, Mad Dog, Andrew McRae will back this up too, right? You need to show fear of what you're going through.
Yeah.
Right? So the problem with hardcore matches nowadays, or from the guys that are currently do them, and difference between the good guys and the bad guys anyway, at doing this, is that people just go through it.
Yeah.
They just go through it. They just go, bang, I'm going to go through it. It's done. Right? I'm going to get hit in the head with this. Not even cover up and try and protect themselves, nothing, right? I'm going to take the shot to the head. I'm just going to go through the table. I'm going to walk up and climb myself up on a ladder and put myself in position to go over. There should be a fight there. You should stagger that spot 2 or 3 times where he tries to put you through the table and you fight your way out of it.
I don't want to go through,
Yeah, there's none of that. At the moment, just put me through it. And I think that's the problem with hardcore wrestling. That's why I think I've lost the interest in watching it. Is I don't believe that these people are worried about getting hurt or going through it.
No.
You put a thumbtacks on the ground, they're not fun to fall in.
No.
They're not fun at all. There's no oh gee, that was easy. That freaking hurts. It's nasty. Staple guns, nasty. They're not fun to take at all.
Stupid.
You know, I've taken all of these things that I'm talking about. So I've actually, it's not like I said, well, that was great. I don't recommend anyone to do that, right? But if you just stand there and take the shot, then people that are watching the match go, oh, well, you know, it must be easy. It must be fun. It must be worked. None of that's worked. None of that's worked. You go through it, you get hurt. That's how it is. So I think that, you know, maybe just a bit more psychology in these matches, that would be where I'd be. That's across the board. That's everyone I've seen in recent times. Even some of the stuff I see on TV from the guys that are supposedly the top end guys. Just, you know, don't show any fear towards the weapon.
And that's the problem, because they don't realise that by showing the fear that they're actually really building the match, and then in the fans' eyes, oh, wow, you know. Because, yeah, when you willingly and almost happily go through it, yeah, I mean, if someone was literally trying to throw you through a door or a table or whatever, you'd resist.
That's right. Yeah, you're not going to just take it.
No, you're not going to say, okay, well, this looks like fun. Yeah, throw me through it. Like, again, it's the psychology.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's lacking with a lot.
Yeah.
And we're not only talking over here, or APW.
Oh, everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's the psychology, you know. I mean, Aiden Miller is that good of a worker that guy could have run at the door. He could have leapfrogged that guy as he ran in. As he stopped himself, the guy stops himself as he turns around. Yeah. Aiden Miller drop kicks him through the door. He could have set up that spot like that, right? That people, oh shit, you know, he's drop kicking you through the door.
The outsmarter sort of.
Yeah,
thing.
well, you think the guy's going to go through the door. Aiden jumps him. He thinks he's going to hit the door. He stops the big guy. Oh shit! I don't want to go through that. He turns around and gets drop kicked, nailed straight through the door. It sets up that spot a lot nicer than just saying, "Oh well, I'm just going to just run through it."
Yeah, and same with those tables. If you look again, I'm probably being critical, and it's easy to, you know, but if you're going to have tables, you need to have legs on them. You can't just have a bit of chipboard.
And technically, with tables, you should only have tables on the match. Because the goal is to throw somebody through a table. It's not a hardcore match where you're trying to beat someone into submission.
Yeah.
The goal is just tables. So if you had 2 or 3 tables out there, but as long as they were tables.
Yeah, but they weren't all tables. You had
that's what I'm saying.
2 bits of chipboard and then a table.
That's why it was more of a hardcore match than a table match. For me, they hitting each other in the head with cans, setting up the ladder in positions. The nasty bump, the ladder. It's a terrible bump to take. The older I get, the more I scream when I see it. Right? So, but in a bully for take the bump. But the whole idea, if you watch a traditional tables match that the Dudleys would do, right? We'll say the Dudleys because they sort of pioneered it. You know, we'll say was just tables. The whole idea was you just had tables that you could put somebody through a table. And sometimes with tag teams, it had to be both tag team members to go through the table.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing. Yeah,
you know, it was a singles match, but you could do it in a tag match and. You know, but there's no other weapons really. You don't have anything else. You just fight, try and put somebody through a table. But yeah, look, I thought it was a good match. 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, 6 out of 10, same. 6 out of 10.